Yo, what's happening? It is what is today? Hell, it's Friday, the 21st. It- you know me, it's just one of these things where everything's going so damn fast. I got the chance to be on a bunch of podcasts this week, probably two a day. I'm going to be charging harder into the podcast in the near future. That this book they're getting ready to come out with. It's going to be rather interesting. We'll see how this thing plays out. If you guys don't know the name Robert Allen, you should look it up. He's the OG of real estate investing. That guy wrote the book No Money Bound back in the 80s. The Los Angeles Times called him out on his concept and he beat their ass. So go check that out. The guy's a badass. I think he's 7 New York Times bestsellers. He's writing the forward. He's kind of giving me the overview, right? He's my Obi-Wan Kenobi telling me how to get this shit done. So that's me coming out, me getting that distributed out, hopefully by the end of the year, first of the year, something like that. Just waiting on some illustrations. When I had the illustrator, which is my little brother, badass artist, Eric Chapman, just looks at ejc-art.com, ejc-art.com. Check out his stuff. He's doing the illustrations. We thought we were just going to put little things in the margin, but man, he went overboard. So it's going to be pretty freaking cool. So I'll start dropping a little bit here and there as we get closer. So today, one that throws something out there that we're running up against that we're seeing. So you have this new bill being proposed called the Stop Predatory Investing Act. Now, interesting. The people who are proposing it, you got Senator Brown up in Ohio because there's so many, there's small groups on large chunks of houses. Okay, so on the surface, I can see what they're talking about, right? You want to protect homeowners and renters from these big behemoths coming in and grabbing up all these housing and controlling the neighborhoods, right? We want to try and limit that kind of thing. I can understand the thought process behind it. Kind of makes sense there, but we're digging deep into it. So I'm part of a government relations committee, and we go head to head with legislations coming out in any state. So if you see something coming out in your state, let me know. I'll take it to the committee. We'll go head to head with them. We've been very, very successful with some of the things where it's trying to bring to light what the unintended consequences of what looks like they may be trying to do some good work up there in DC, but maybe the way they've gone about it favors one side incorrectly. And sometimes it's just education and data because they don't know. Who do they know, right? They got the lobbyists that come talk to them. That's where most of their education comes from, is the people that are funneling money under the damn table, and it's so they can make more money. So understand that unfortunately, their research or their information comes from people who want to skew the data. So there's that. Now, with this Stop Predatory Investment Act, a couple of other folks that you will probably recognize the name of, that are champions of this particular bill or sponsoring it. Senator Fetterman out of Pennsylvania. You come up with your own damn thoughts. I'm not going to use this spot here to go off about that son of a bitch. Then you got Elizabeth Warren. So far, there's nothing that has ever come in that direction that I haven't had to kind of look under the hood a little bit and understand what's going on here and what's really happening. Now, when you start digging into the bill, you start realizing what they're trying to do is limit anybody that has 50 or more houses. They're talking single family. They're not talking about apartments. Single family. So that'd be single family, duplex, triplex, fourplex. That's what's under this bill. Anybody who has 50 or more, they want to prevent you from having any tax deductibility, whether it be the depreciation or the interest. So think about this, depreciation or interest. If you're a big behemoth hedge fund and you're buying up a bunch of houses, I don't know that you're doing a whole lot of, you may be doing something on the finance side, doubtful, right? Because you're taking somebody else's capital and you're just buying, right? And you're going to make money off of somebody else's money. They're looking at margins on that capital. I don't know for sure how they're working, if there's finance in there, if there's bank money in there that they're writing off on their taxes. It could be, I don't know. But when you start looking in the data here, when we start digging deep in, this is something we presented to them before on previous bills to say, hey, when you guys think you're getting in there, like on the, eviction moratorium stuff, they thought they were protecting people from the big behemoths. But then when we explained to those who are working on that bill, who they're really impacting, it changed the direction of what they were doing. So CoreLogic data shows, and I'm looking on a different screen here so I can talk about this. So I want to be able to give you guys this information. So CoreLogic data shows that nearly half, 49% of investment properties purchased in Q3 of 2022 were made up by small mom and pop investors. That's you guys. Those with fewer than 10 properties. The other half was made up of medium-sized investors, which was about 33% of that. We're talking about 11 to 100 properties. That's the medium-sized investor, 33% of those purchases. And then the large investors from 101 to 1,000, that was 8% of the purchases. And that the mega investors, the big ones, right, the behemoths, the 1,000 plus, that's only 11%. That's only 11%. That comes from CoreLogic. You want this data, I'll get it to you. But ultimately, what they're talking about, the 50 or higher, is impacting not the big mega freaking monsters. It's people that are trying to build a scalable business, right? I personally know people that have over 100 houses, and that's just their sole source of income, right? They built it, started with one, then they would buy 2 or 3 of them, rehab 2, sell 1, keep 1. And they built this big machine, and they have a great property management. And they're taking care of neighborhoods and communities. This would impact them significantly. It's not going to hurt the big guys, because when you dig deeper into the bill, you find that this starts talking about entities that would be protected. It's easier for organizations that damn big, your BlackRocks and your Vanguards of the world, to create that so they can continue to take advantage of it. So looking deeper into this, I don't know that it has there's unintended consequences to this that I don't think is going to help you guys as much as they're intending to, or they're making it look like they want to. So I'm going to keep on this. The actual official bill being released is yet to come, and I've got my whole team, as far as the government relations team over here, watching for that so we can really tear it down. I can let you guys know. And so watch for a blog post I'm putting out. Watch for article. I've got articles that are going to go out in Think Realty Magazine about this. Look at these people who are championing this bill, bust their balls, raise hell once we understand what this bill is. Tell them, no, the American people don't want this, right? We want a better version of this to stop the behemoths from taking over. I think what this is going to do is going to choke the small guy, keep you at 50 or less, and let the behemoths take more. That's my thought process on this. I could be wrong. So let's look at something else here. We've got bankrate.com. Okay. I go here to see what's going on in the market with respect to mortgage rates, how it's affecting the home owner. So if you understand how it's affecting the home owner, then you understand how it's affecting the, and in fact, actually, I think this is sharing the wrong screen. Let me stop the share, and I'm going to try a different share screen because I think I clicked on the wrong one. Let's try this again. And there we go. Here's Bankrate. So you go to bankrate.com, you scroll down to a better rate is waiting. You click, it'll show banking. You click on mortgage. 30-year fixed, 7.2, guys, 7.2%. That's the average interest rate for your homeowner buying a house to live in. Okay. So you're going to find some opportunities out there. People are going to be able to offer something lower. They've got some sort of, interesting thing that's going on. There's out there. If you see it, call me, I'll explain it. But for the most part, you're going to see in the 7s. We should be in the 8s. I'm working on things with people, see if we can make something better in some other ways. But right now, this is the way things are. Now let's get into what's happening, just so you guys have an understanding of the history of rates. I think where we're heading right now, some people want to know where we're going with rates. I believe we are going into what the rates were like between 2000 and 2008 because of the charts that I've been analyzing. The average interest rate back then was 6.48%. You can see this. Between 2000 and 2008, average rate during that time was 6.48%. That's for people buying houses to live in. That's 6.5%. We're above that now. If we get better, I don't think we're going to get better than that. So if we're above that now at 7.2, and the best average, according to Freddie Mac, was 6.5, right? So we've got that 0.7% differential there. We may be just bouncing that if we bounce at all. So here's what I'm seeing in the markets, at least the direction we're going, the trending that what's happening here. We've talked about in the past the 200-day moving average, that the traders, once it gets above that, they sell out of it. Once they get above it, they sell out of it. We're following that. Well, look at this channel that I built. This channel I've got here, these 2 green lines shows the channel that we've been trading within. Literally, if you go back, we've been trading in that channel since November of 2022, and we're trading downward. It's a slow downward trend. So we hit the bottom, we come back up, we touch the top, we lock what we can here and ride this thing down. When we hit these tops, that's where we want to be doing our locking. That's what I'm encouraging. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on this channel, see how this plays out. It's kind of a bitch to draw this every day. We got this yellow line that I've been talking about all along. This is the line that was set by the market before quantitative easing. This is where I believe our ceiling is. This is where the lowest I think it'll ever get. in the foreseeable future. If it does somehow break out of this channel and go up there, I don't know that it'll get above that. It doesn't seem logical to me looking at where the 200-day moving average is going. So we're going to be trading in this. We want to lock at the top, float at the bottom. That's my plan. If you want to understand that plan better, reach out to me, aaron.chapman.com, send a message. You text me, 602-291-3357, 602-291-3357. Text me. We'll set up a time. I'll have Bree get on the call and we'll talk about these charts. We'll talk about the plan so we can set you up to make sure that we're getting you at the best rate we can during these swings of the market, because that's what we got to do. We got to play the market right now. We can't play on hope. Anybody tells you get an arm and refinance and rates go down, it's pure hope, and they're just trying to get you to close. They don't give a shit about you. They're trying to close the deal. We're trying to get a strategy in place to make sure that you get the best you can during the window you've got. Appreciate you guys. We will talk to you on Tuesday.